QuickDraw, the brand new quiz show that tests your noodle on the old Wild West. Are you a real buckaroo? My name is Danielle, and with me today are three city slickers, all competing trying to prove that they would be the best cowboy. Let's find out a bit more about them. Hello, Johnny. I hear you love westerns. What's your favorite movie?
Oh, it's gotta be that Rio Bravo. Them John Wayne's, them's the shits.
Thank you for that. Welcome to the show. Christiane, welcome. I hear that you grew up on a ranch. Is that true?
I grew up on Brixton Ranch. The best years of my life. You know, I wish I could go back every single day.
Oh, well, I'm very happy to hear that. And finally, welcome to the show, Dan. I hear that you've always had the desire to be a cowboy. Is that true?
Yes, ever since I was a little boy, my father, he took me to Blackwater, and I saw them men on them horses with them hats, and from that day, it really took over my life.
That's truly inspiring. Thank you for that. Welcome all to the show. Now, let's get started. All right, round one is called Trail Trivia. All you have to do is tell me true or false. Sounds simple enough. All right, Johnny, you're up first. Here's your set of questions. Cowboys call themselves cowboys.
Well, that's for damn sure. That's what I call myself.
But you see, back in the day, they did not do that. It is false. So sorry. All right, let's see the next question. Cowboys were often loners. True or false?
Loners? Yeah, they're loners. Lonesome.
That's unfortunately false.
Okay.
All right, last question. Some cowboys would be in relationships with other cowboys. True or false?
That's gotta be false.
That is actually true. Homoerotic relationships were relatively familiar amongst cowboys. What happens in the desert stays in the desert. All right, well done. Christiane, you're up next. Let's see how well you know the Wild West. Can you answer these questions? Cowboys would load their 6-shooter revolvers with 5 bullets. True or false?
True.
That's for sure. Due to the early mechanisms of revolvers, it was safer to load 5 chambers instead of 6. Now, the cowboy hat was a staple of the Wild West.
I'd say that was true because I know that my family's been wearing cowboy hats for a long time, so.
Well, you see, back then the Stetson hat was made in 1865, so little time difference there. Not back then, it wasn't. All right. And lastly, cowboys fought natives constantly. True or false?
I think that's false.
That is correct. Cowboys were originally non-whites, indigenous peoples. Well done. All right, and finally, Dan. Let's see where cowboy knowledge is like. Some cowboys rode camels. True or false?
I ain't never seen no camel in my town, so I'm gonna have to say false.
All right, well, you see, back then they did, so it is true.
God damn.
So sorry. Next question. Blue jeans were originally invented for cowboys in 1853. True or false?
I'd say true.
That is false. They were originally made for miners by German industrialist Levi Strauss.
Damn German.
Nice jean, though. Nice jean. All right, last one. Cowboys were actually law-abiding citizens. True or false?
If you're gonna ask me, I'm gonna have to say true.
Very sweet. That is true. While the gunslinging stereotype is commonplace in westerns, many cowboys were not criminals. It was truly their nature traveling across the country and being peaceful. All right, so well done all of y'all. Let's see your final scores. Looks like in the lead we have Christiane with 2 points. Dan has only 1 point, and Johnny, no points, unfortunately. So sorry about that. And so the outlaw with the highest bounty in the end of round 1 is Christiane, 2 points. Well done. All righty, that wraps up the end of round 1. Okie dokie, round 2 is our dancing round. I'm going to show y'all a few simple line dance moves. Points will be allocated by me on how well each of you can replicate the dance. Ready to give it a go?
Absolutely.
All right, let me show y'all. Let's cue that music. Hands on hips. And step. Out. Step again. Out. Front. Back. Spin around. Give a pose. Y'all can do that? All right, step on up, step on up. All right, places everybody, let's cue that music. Okay. And step. Out. Okay. Out. All right, thank you all. Thank you. Back to your places. Excellent. Well done. Johnny, you went rogue there at the end.
Yeah, I won, didn't I?
No, sir. No, sir, you did
Hell.
not. All right. Anyways, moving on. Christiane, that was real nice there. You really gave it a go. Well done. Well
Thank you very
done. I
much.
like the energy.
Thank you.
Dan, you hit every move.
Thank you, ma'am.
Almost. So you are our winner for this round. Very nice. Well done,
Thank
y'all.
you very much.
Time now to go head to head for our final round. Can you name that famous Western? 1 point for each title and a bonus point if you can name the decade in which it was released. Hands on buzzers, y'all. Let's get started. Let's see that first image. Ooh, okay. Christiane, you got it.
I know this one because they're actually my friends.
Oh,
Brokeback Mountain.
correct, but can you name that decade?
I can't name the decade, but I'm gonna take a guess.
Okay.
And I'm gonna guess that it's the 1990s.
No, it was not released in the 1990s.
Oh, I thought. Oh.
It's all right. It's all right. You got that point, though. Let's see the next image. Dan, you guessed it.
That there is Django Unchained, but the D is silent.
All right, but can you name the decade? Because that is correct.
Was it the 2010s?
No, it was not. I'm so sorry. All right, let's get that next image up there. Ooh, what's this one? Johnny, you buzzed in.
That
What'd you
one,
guess?
that one there on the end, that one's my Uncle Ricky. He went to jail, but I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
But it's my Uncle Ricky.
Oh, sweetheart, we're guessing movies here. It's okay. We'll move on. Let's go get that next image up.
Damn it.
Okay. Christiane, what do you think it is?
I know this one, and it is Killers of the Flower Moon. And
Yeah.
it was released last year.
Which
so
was?
That makes it 2023.
That is correct. You got 2 points for you. Nice job, madam. All right, let's get that next image up there. All right, Dan, you buzzed in.
That Japanese fella, that Godzilla.
God. No, that is not correct, y'all. Any final guesses? Christiane.
I think that is Rango.
Oh, and what year was that?
I think that was in the 2010s.
That is correct. You got 2 points for you. Nice job. All right, let's get that next image up there. All right, y'all. Very popular. Dan, what
That
you got?
there Blazing Saddles.
That is correct. Now, what decade was it released?
Was it the 60s?
So close. 70s. That's all right, darling. Y'all did very well. Now, let's see their final scores. In third place, we have Johnny with 0. Zip. Nada. Good try. All right, Christiane, you have 800. Well done, girl. Well done. Thank you. All right. And Dan, we have you right now at 500. That's all right. So that means that this week's winner with a whopping 800 buckaroos is Christiane. Well done, girl. All right, huge congratulations again on this week's Outlaw with the highest bounty. All right, y'all. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. Time to go feed the horse. Thank you all for joining us, and see you again next week. Bye-bye.